Okay, Girlie's a little worn out because I just spent like 10 minutes propping my phone because I was too tired to hold it. So this is my dog. This is Aang. Apparently he's going to be in today's video. But, so me and the moon outside were having a little one-on-one discussion. I was sitting like on my patio, and there's a spot there where like the trees kind of make this hole, and then they're like that, right? And the moon was perfectly in the center, and it's not a full moon, but it's almost full, and it was so bright. Like, it was so bright, it was shining right through, and all the light was like, Aang, you're disrupting. Anyways, and all the light was like just beaming, and I was like, I scooted over so that I could sit level with the moon, and I just looked at it, like I just stared, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So anyways, I was having a little chit chat with the moon, I guess, so to speak. I was more like, I don't know, sometimes, I hope this doesn't sound like I'm deranged, but sometimes like he just like pulled my hair. Sometimes I'll like whisper to myself, like I'm kind of talking out loud basically, as if I'm having a conversation. Gets canceled before she even starts. Okay, I'm gonna take a little brief intermission to try and get him to chill out. Okay, and we're back. Anyways, I don't really know where I was, but I was talking to the moon, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, isn't it crazy that it's kind of like just a rock? You know, like if somebody took like a clear rock, like a crystal of some kind, and put a flashlight behind it, and everyone's just staring at it in awe. Like, isn't that so crazy? So I ran out of storage and it cut me off. Anyways, I deleted some videos, but I am back. I was just talking about the moon being a rock, and I was like, oh, hello, please don't. You stop that. I feel like that scene in Up where the kid is like trying to eat the hot dog and the dogs like keep, and then they steal it. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, the moon. And I was like, I don't really know what I believe exactly in like the universe, but I was like, isn't it strange that we think about the universe as a being almost, you know? And then I'm kind of like, well, what does that really mean? Because like beings and organisms and all that stuff, like, yeah, the earth is also technically a rock, but the trees are alive, you know, and they're living organisms and they grow, and the earth is a rock, but somehow the trees, like, I don't know, they like need the rock to survive, if that makes sense. Like, everything that the rock provides brings life. And I was like, I love you. Please silence for today's video. You can tell I gentle parented him, and he's terrible now. But anyway, and I was just like thinking about the universe, and then I was like thinking about dreaming, like how people dream and animals dream, and I was like, isn't it so strange that people and animals dream? Because like it doesn't necessarily serve us a purpose. Like it does in a sense, you know what I mean? Like I think it helps us know what we want and like know a lot about ourselves, I guess. But like in a natural sense, and like to be alive, to be a living organism, like we don't have to dream, you know? And it's so funny because I don't know, like sometimes we dream things that are just impossible. Like if you're talking about like science fiction and like the dreams that people have and they create that art and stuff, like isn't it strange that we have that thought process, you know? And I was thinking about that, and I was like, honestly, like, if I was being super honest with myself, one of my dreams would be to live forever. And I know so many people are like, you know, against that, because they're like, you know, it would end up being miserable, and like, you know, you would deal with a lot of loss. And I get that. Like, I'm like, yes, that would be really hard, and I don't think that I can comprehend how difficult having to live with all of that would be. But at the same time, like, to be able to live forever and to experience everything, to learn everything, to learn every single language, and to explore, and to, like, I would want to go to space. And like, isn't it crazy to think, like, you think science fiction, you know, talking about how easy Earth and space travel is, and, you know, like, spaceships and like all that stuff. Like, it's weird that like we dream that kind of stuff, and then like I can't comprehend how that would be possible. And like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but it's like so weird to not be able to comprehend something, you know, because to me, I love you, but please, but to me, not being able to comprehend something is like, with all of the knowledge possible, you know, and all of the thinking and thought process and figuring it out that you do, you still cannot wrap your head around it. Like, you just can't understand. I'm gonna take another intermission so that hopefully he's quieter. So, in summary, I'm in awe of the universe, and sometimes I like to talk to it. I do think I refer to the universe as female for some reason. I'll say like her. Probably just because I am a woman, so it's like easier for my brain to like relate, I guess. Anyways, I just thought it was an interesting thought that I had, even though, I mean, what was I on about? Like, I was just saying that the universe is crazy and there's a lot of stars out there. And that's insane, you know? And there's so much to explore and so much to do. And I'm very excited to see where that goes. But next time, why do I have a lighter? Who knows? But next time, I will see you guys. Goodbye.